Hi, my name is Julie Reeder, and I am happy to be here today to tell you a little bit about an exciting project that's going to be going on for the next 3 years in the skilled nursing homes in Southeastern North Carolina, particularly New Hanover, Pender, and Brunswick counties. We received a grant recently to bring this music to our skilled nursing facilities, and we wanted to make sure you knew all of the different components of it so that you can use this grant to help your residents and to help you as staff in a skilled nursing facility. There are 7 trained musicians available in this grant. 4 of them live in Wilmington and 3 live outside of the community, but will be coming in on the weekends periodically to be a part of the program. We are using the intrinsic properties of music to be at the bedside and provide person-centered music for your residents. Now, most of you probably know that when you're driving in the car, sometimes it's been a bad day. You'll either put on a very sad song or you'll put on a very happy song, depending on what strikes your mood. And sometimes you'll maybe find that if you just crank it up and you have a big steady beat, that makes you feel a little bit better and gives you a little bit more energy. Well, that's what music does to you. And when you're side by side with instruments such as this harp, we can bring that vibration to you and to your residents and help them with a number of patient conditions that you see every day in skilled nursing. Now, I know a little bit about this because I worked at the Davis Healthcare Center for 13 years. When I retired in 2019, I wasn't sure if I was going to ever go back into skilled nursing or ever work again, but I have a passion for providing music to your residents. And so we wrote a grant to the state of North Carolina using civil money penalty funds to fund this program. And after quite a few revisions and quite a lot of work on it, the state did approve our grant, and so we have 3 years of funding to pay our musicians and to bring that music to you and your residents. We are all graduates of programs that train us in how to play and what kind of music to play at the bedside. This is not a performance. We're not coming in and doing a very special thing where all your residents gather around us. We can do that, but that's not a part of this grant. We are providing sound music right by the bedside. We are part of a certificate program that many programs are like that in the country, but we are all under a national standards board. And we are certified and given the opportunity to come to hospice facilities, hospitals, in-home, and particularly my love, into skilled nursing facilities. We provide what we call a healing environment. We can't cure, although curing is something that you hope to have sometime, but with skilled nursing residents, most of the time it's just that healing, that support that they need. And the grant will be in 10 facilities in the first year in Pender, 2 facilities in Pender County and 8 in New Hanover County. Each facility has named a coordinator for the facility, and in most cases it will be the life enhancement or the recreation therapist, or it could be someone else named by the facility. But we will be in contact with that person, and that person will be the one that holds the book of all the referral forms that we need to tell you about. Why we've chosen you to work with is because your administrator believed in this and was an early supporter in our project. And so you're kind of one of the lucky ones that gets to have this music for 3 years if you are starting in year 1, and 2 and 3 years, 1 and 2 years for the second year programs. What we can do is to help with patients who have very specific kinds of needs. And I know just by walking around in nursing facilities, sometimes you hear people calling out, or sometimes the nursing staff or clinical team is working with trying to get someone to sleep or to stop pacing, or if there's particularly someone in special care or memory care that is having a really bad day or sundowning, in the late afternoon, we're able to provide music to meet that kind of specific condition at that time. And we're going to have other videos on this channel where you will be able to click on and hear one of our musicians address a specific condition in a way that they have used that music on a specific individual. We can do it for people who have had heart issues and maybe are having too fast a heart rate, or maybe having difficulty breathing or having an anxiety attack. But we are also very well trained in playing for transition, for end of life. And that is a specialty of one of our facility residents who's going to be, or musicians that's going to be coming into your facility. He is what's called a music thanatologist. All of our music is designed to be live, but obviously with COVID and other issues, sometime with isolation, if we can do it for you, we will certainly do virtual situations. Our musicians will be scheduled on a regular basis in your facility, depending on the size of your facility. If you're a small facility, we'll probably come once a week, and larger facilities will have at least 2 times a week. So you may have as many as 8 visits a month in your facility. When we come to your facility, we hope that you will already have given us some referrals. These are paper referrals, but it's very simple for you to say, I would like you to see this patient or this resident for this specific condition. So if you know that someone's coming in for rehab, they've had a difficult surgery and maybe having some hip pain or knee pain after a hip or knee replacement, we'll be able to address that person right there. But if we come in on a day and you suddenly say, hey, it would be great if you could play for this person, we'll do our best to make sure we can play for them. The typical time for a resident is about 15 minutes. We can play for as much as an hour or more for someone in transition. What we will be playing is maybe it's not what you would expect. We don't play music that is necessarily familiar, except for those people who are in special care. And you know those special care residents can sing, "You Are My Sunshine," or "Twinkle, Twinkle," like nobody's business, and they can correct you when you have the wrong verse or wrong word. But for someone who is experiencing a lot of pain, we don't provide a beat on that because that just reinforces their pain level because they hear wah, 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 and we don't want that. So we'll stretch out the music a little bit. It may be a familiar tune that we play differently, or we may just make up something because we're trained to be improvisational musicians as well. All of our musicians play 1 or 2 instruments, either a harp or a Native American or a regular symphonic flute. And we'll have all of those musicians bring in their equipment with them and go into the room, and we have a little card that goes on the door that says a music session is in progress. This will give you, staff members, an opportunity to kind of take a little bit of break with someone who's been having some difficulty. We are trained not to touch the patient or the resident. We're trained not to do anything that would be against HIPAA laws or against any kind of infection control issues. So if someone asks us for a glass of water, don't worry, we won't be giving them that glass of water. We will check with you first, and we will let the CNA or the person on the staff that's in charge of that person know that this is the request from the resident. We also are going to be able to be on the weekends with your residents because we are scheduling between Monday and Friday for our local residents, our local musicians, and then for the residents that need care on a weekend, we have our folks coming from outside of town. I will likely be the substitute when other musicians are not able to play or they have a conflict. And if something happens in your facility and you have to cancel on that day or you have new protocols where we can't come in, we will certainly understand that. We hope to be working with you in the very near future. We're starting some live trainings in the facility in the next couple of weeks, and we are set as of October 1st, 2021 to provide this for the next 3 years. If we are able to see you in person, we hope you will have plenty of questions for us, but we're going to provide a notebook in your facility that you can look up information and you can look up kind of what we do and our credentials and get pictures of us, and so you'll know who to expect in your facility. We also hope that you will take the time to sit in on one of our facility visits and hear what we do. And residents who are currently living around or maybe passing by can receive the benefit from this music by just being outside the door. You'll be able to feel the vibrations from the harp, and you can hear how this long string sounds, and that vibration goes through. Now imagine me playing a beautiful tune with that. You'll be able to take that breath and be a part of this program with us. We look forward to a long and happy relationship with you. And if you have any questions, your facility coordinator will have my phone number and my email so that we can come and answer the questions that you might have. We have a facility advisory board, so we are working with people around the community. We have the head of a home healthcare program. We have the retired health and healing arts program at hospice. We also have a social work professor at UNCW on that. We're expecting to have a physician on our program advisory team, and we're here to help you. And if you find that we're doing some things that you'd like us to do more of or less of, our advisory group will be able to tell us how we should respond. We're also required in the grant to have evaluation procedures. So we will be using our iPads or our phones on a Google form to go in and click on certain things about that patient or resident. So we can say, on this day, this person was having difficulty breathing at a level 3, and we hope that after playing, maybe their level will be a 2 or a 1. So that information will be taken by our advisory group and reported back on a quarterly basis to the state. And we are expecting, as we have already seen just in the times that we've done this at the Davis community over the last few years, we're expecting good things, and we want you to be a part of it. Thank you very much.